This is the easiest creeper farm for Minecraft Bedrock, and it's going to get you over 12 stacks of gunpowder every single hour, so settle in and let's build. The first thing we're going to do is build up 72 blocks using scaffolding or building blocks with ladders. That is completely up to you. I prefer scaffolding, however, you can use ladders. I would definitely recommend having a way up though. Even if you have an elytra, you could lose your elytra, so it's very, very useful to have a manual way to get up. So really, the first step is to either be really good at counting or have coordinates enabled and do some math. So again, we're going to be building 72 blocks into the sky. And after building 72 blocks into the air, you should look, I mean, if you're scared of heights, this definitely isn't for you. My trailer looks so small. But we're going to be building a little platform going around this scaffolding here, or again, if you have ladders, I'm sure you can figure it out. But then we're going to be building over one more set of blocks, just like this, and then we're going to build over so that we have a 2x2 hole in the center here, just like this. You do get to see a lot more of the world, though. I did not know that there was a jungle over there. Next, we're going to remove these two blocks next to the scaffolding and the 2x2, place down a chest right here, and then we're going to run hoppers into that chest just like so. So this is what it should now look like. We're going to place down a piston over top of this chest because pistons are actually a transparent block. We are able to open up this chest. And if you want to add more chests because you plan to AFK for like a day or more, then just add another chest underneath of it. This farm should produce around 8 stacks of gunpowder an hour. So a chest is 54 stacks. So that's like just under 8 hours worth of AFKing. But again, that's up to you. So from here now, we are going to have pistons in an alternating pattern like so. Then we're going to grab our observers and we're going to place down the observers running into the air blocks next to all of these pistons. Now, obviously, I'm able to fly. If you're in survival mode, you might want to add an extra rim of blocks around this platform just to make building a little bit safer. From here now, we're going to place down redstone torches on the sides of each of these pistons, just like so, and that is going to cause a redstone clock, and this is called the grinder or the blender. This is going to be where all of the creepers end up and are eventually turned into gunpowder. Place down a lever on the front of that piston, which is going to stop the clock, and then we can go ahead and place down our building blocks on the front here. Now, you could leave this open for glass on the front, and I think I'm actually going to do that. So we're just going to build 72. We're going to build 18 more blocks above this for a total drop height of 20 blocks. So this is 2, and then we need 18 more. And after building your drop chamber, it should look something like this. Now I've left the front 6 blocks here open, so that way I can just go ahead and throw down some glass. Again, this is just for aesthetics, but you know, why not be able to see the creepers? And then, of course, you do need a slab here, so that way you can collect the XP. If you don't care about the XP, though, you can just go full-on glass mode, and it should work just fine. At the top of your drop chute, we are going to expand this out 8 blocks in every direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to fill in this entire platform, and when it's all said and done, we should have a giant 20 by 20 platform. And after placing down all of your blocks, this is what it should look like. Now is a very important moment. Make sure that it is a 20 by 20 platform because we are about to place down a bunch of water, and that's really annoying to remove. So we're going to place down a rim of blocks going around here, and then on top of this rim of blocks, we're going to place down a rim of stairs. So once we finish this rim here, we're just going to grab our stair blocks now and place down a rim of stairs going around the entire platform. And then once we're done placing down those stairs, we are going to create an infinite water source, so that way we can waterlog every single one of these stairs, which is why I say it is important that you make sure that this is a 20 by 20 before waterlogging your stairs, or it's going to cause a bunch of problems. So let's actually just move this over. We are going to build a temporary water source right here, and then all you have to do is grab your water, waterlog a stair, grab your water, waterlog a stair, grab your water, waterlog a stair, grab your water. I think you get where this is going. Let's waterlog the entire thing. And after waterlogging all of your stairs, this is what you should have. It should line up exactly perfectly with the drop chamber if you did a 20 by 20 platform. Next, we're going to come over to one of the corners, it doesn't matter which, come over by 1 block and place down a temporary block right here, then 2 more, and then a block right here. Go ahead and remove your temporary blocks now. So this block is lined up with the edge of the waterfall portion of the water source. I hope that made sense. We're building 1 block away from the rim. So we're just going to place down blocks going all the way across here and all the way across here. And I think you get where this is going. We're going to build a giant square. However, we are going to make some modifications before we go ahead and fill this in. Firstly, let's go ahead and remove all of the center blocks that line up with the drop chamber, because we're not actually building 1 giant square. We're building 4 miniature squares. This kind of looks like, oh no, I was going to say it looks like the crosshair, but it does not. We're going to go ahead and create some smaller squares here. I believe these are 7 by 7 squares separated by a 2 by 2 gap in between each of these squares. And that's just going to make it so that they can fall off easier. And we're going to do the same thing on this last one right here, just like this. Now we have to go ahead and fill in each of these squares. Again, I'll just show you how to do one of them, and then you can go ahead and do them all. So the next thing we need to do is grab our trapdoors, which I thought I had in my inventory, but there we go. We're just going to place down trapdoors going all the way around the edge here. And then we're also going to place down trapdoors in the waffle cone shape, which I'm sure if you've seen my channel before and watched any of these tutorials, you're pretty familiar with. We're going to go ahead and place down 9 trapdoors centered on this platform. Now, if you want to build them all first and then do the trapdoors, that probably makes more sense, especially when it comes to like opening these. I would place all of your trapdoors and then open them, but it is totally up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to build it. I mean, I guess that's kind of why you're here, but it is up to you. You can choose the order. But this is what these platforms are going to look like, so I'm going to do it 3 more times. After building your spawn platforms, we need to build these layers 5 more times for a total of 6 layers. But before we do that, let's actually just build this 1 more time so that way I can show you how to finish off these layers, because these actually aren't done. We need to build 3 blocks in the air, remove these 2 blocks, and from here you're going to build this layer 1 more time. So let me build a second layer. Okay, so after building your second layer, I can now finish this first layer off, because we actually need to come underneath of here and place down buttons on every single one of these blocks. So that way only creepers are going to spawn, because creepers, I believe, are 1.9 blocks tall, whereas all other hostile mobs are 2 blocks tall. So this only allows creepers to spawn. Not super sure about those exact measurements, but this definitely makes it so that only creepers can spawn on these platforms. I mean, if you do want to have just a regular mob farm and get all of the mob drops, then just don't place down these buttons and you'll still get gunpowder along with all the other stuff. But if you just want gunpowder for maximum gunpowder rates, go ahead and place down these buttons. And again, we got to do it to all of these layers. And after placing down all of your buttons, this is what it should now look like. So we need to build 4 more layers, and each layer that comes above it is going to have buttons. And then when we get to the final layer, we're going to build a giant roof and place down our buttons on that roof. So for now, let's build the next 4 layers. And after building all 6 of your layers, this is what it should look like, buttons and all. This is almost ready to go. We only have a few things left to do. Firstly, we need to place down the roof. This is probably the most important thing we have left to do. We're going to build 3 blocks up like we've been doing for these layers, except we're going to expand this out by 8 blocks in every direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and remove these 2 blocks, and now we just need to make a giant square. So we're going to do the same thing over here, connect it up, giant platform. It's going to make this whole thing dark. And after building your giant roof, this is what it should look like. As you can see, we've got creepers spawning on some of the lower layers, and as we move farther away, they're going to begin spawning on all of the layers. The last thing you need to make sure of, though, is that on this top layer, you've placed down the buttons, just like you have with the rest of these platforms. And if we come down here, again, we've got our creeper now, and the only thing we have left to do is come up to the top and throw down a bunch of torches on the ceiling here, just so that things don't spawn. I'm just doing some torch spam. This is definitely overkill. You could definitely make it look nice. And in fact, if this was my survival world, I'd probably make it look nice just so that way when I'm flying over with my elytra, I don't have to look at this. But then again, who knows? But anyways, that's probably good enough in terms of the lighting. And if we come down here, I already placed down 2 torches at the kill chamber area. And I also already placed down torches underneath of here, because if you don't place down torches here, you're going to have dark spots and then things are going to spawn. And if, again, you died and you had to come back here, that would be very difficult to get your stuff back, because you have to fight through a wave of mobs. But now that we have everything set up, make sure you have a looting 3 sword. And I'm just going to go ahead and AFK here for probably around 30 minutes. So that way we can multiply the rates by 2 to figure out how many drops we're going to be getting per hour. So again, make sure you're holding a looting 3 sword. I'm going to hop over into survival mode, so that way I collect the XP from this farm. Just go ahead and turn this on and make sure that you have a trident in there, which I already went ahead and threw mine. Let's just get rid of this guy. He would eventually stop jumping, but for the sake of moving this on, just go ahead and throw your trident in there. So now I've got 2, so things are going to die extra quick, but you do only need 1. So again, hold your looting 3 sword, and I will see you in about 30 minutes. All right, it has been about 30 minutes now, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. First off, we've got 15 levels. It appears like we had a zombie slip in here somehow. Oh, you know what? Actually, I know why, but okay. Anyways, first off, we've got just under 6 stacks of gunpowder, so you can expect to get between 11 and 12 stacks of gunpowder per hour, which is absolutely incredible. That is a lot of gunpowder. And the reason why a zombie got in here is one of 2 reasons. Either I missed a button somewhere, which honestly is pretty likely, but it could have also been a zombie that spawned on this rim and walked in, I think. But either way, clearly it didn't affect much. We got 12 stacks of gunpowder every hour. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is 1UpMC, and I'll catch you in the next one.